All right, man. Today is Monday. It's May 6th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. It's Snake Draft Monday. We are joined in studio by Donnie Does. We are also joined on Zoom by Billy Football. Billy, are you dropping the Billy Football moniker? Should I call you Bill Cotter? Is that what we're doing here or what?
You can call me whatever. I think I need to start making more football content again because I realized, actually, no, last chance you got, there was serious football content. I think I re-earned my name, but there was a while since football season where I wasn't really doing any football content, but I was actually out in East Africa playing football. So you know what? I think I still got the name.
Congressman football.
Yeah. Are you congressman or congressperson?
I'm congressman.
Okay. Just making sure. I like that.
Yeah.
Congressman.
Yeah.
Not congressman. I'm a congressman or I'm a congressman. Congressman sounds.
I'm not
I
a
am the
congressman yet.
congressman.
Or a congressman. I should probably
I'm not a
look into that.
congressman. I'm
It's
the
in works
congressman. So get the fuck out of my Congress, man. But yeah, hey Billy, I think there are a lot more third world countries that need a football coach. So you could just make that your full-time thing. And you go to a different third world country twice a year to coach football.
Go to that the prison down what Central American country was it?
Is
Guatemala?
it Costa Rica?
No, Costa Rica is the safe place. It's one of those where they just have arrested basically everyone, and they
El Salvador.
yeah,
right?
go to El Salvador and do the longest yard El Salvador.
Yeah.
But
That guy's hyped.
those guys don't know how to play football.
what the hell-
He'd have to
what's
start from
going on-
scratch.
What's going down in South America? They have that Argentinian dude. They got this dude in El Salvador. It seems like they got some.
They're on the
serious-
forefront. Melee. Yeah, do it in Argentina. They got rugby. Should be a natural transition. Mm-hmm. They're dollarizing the economy.
Yeah.
You should Americanize everything down there.
But then in El Salvador, they now use Bitcoin, right?
I think you're right on that.
He was the guy who was the
Yeah.
first one to go all in on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Moves it over.
Yeah.
I should
Was it
note.
El Salvador or Costa Rica?
Costa Rica is
El
the
Salvador.
safe. It's
Yeah.
that's the one country down there that doesn't have many problems.
Yep.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Yep.
We should note, Lance, we're speaking today on Monday. Our Wisconsin Dells video dropped last Friday, right?
Correct.
So go check that out. Donnie was there with us.
Oh, yes.
And then we got a little Billy Football podcast we're going to talk about at the end of this.
Eddie has been sick since the Wisconsin Dells.
No,
I actually was too. I don't know if I can blame the Dells, but I was sick
You
for
can
almost
blame the
a
Dells.
month.
You
I
can
made
blame the
it
Dells.
through somehow. I got sick after Austin.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. After the Dells came down with the flu, and then I had that for 10 days. I finally got better, but I was only better for a week, and then I got sick again for 10 days. My March was just
Are
brutal.
you sure it wasn't just the C word?
No, when I had the flu, I went to the doctor. They said it's the flu, not
He's
COVID.
back. Damn.
But I want to go back to the Dells. Corey, who we were with, does not want to go back.
Yeah.
But I feel like I only got a small taste.
Small take.
And yeah, when I first arrived, I was mortified. I was like, oh, this place is gross. Get me out of here. But as I got drunker throughout the day, I kind of I got it to a point where I didn't want to leave the pool. I just wanted
Was
to stay.
it the pint of Jameson that what was your official transition from annoyed to fun?
Yeah. And then after I found my phone, because I thought I lost my phone at the Dells, that would have been a disaster. But once I found the phone, it's you get so comfortable in the filth that then it's
exactly
being back. I didn't want to go back to the real world.
What it was Karen. It wasn't Karen Day. What was it?
Oh, I
Not
forgot.
Sally Day. Not
Hannah Day?
Hannah Day.
Hannah Day. Maybe Hannah Day. We met a group of people in the pool all dressed like cows. And she was a popular Twitch streamer or something, and she throws an annual party at the Dells. So we'll have to get in contact with her.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go to the next one.
It also that didn't even scratch the surface because the Dells in the summer is just there's so many people there.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't want to be at an indoor pool in the summer.
So yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Then that's where they move.
Can
up
you
to.
imagine it being more crowded?
That's what I'm saying. It gets even crazier. All right, so today's draft, as you saw by the title, is an Urban Legend draft. I think this is going to be a fun one. These are ones that you have talked about forever. So a good pick would be oh yeah, that it's good we're from different parts of the United States too, because it's oh, that one we had that one in mass. That one was here prevalent in the Midwest. So I like this one.
There was a horror movie called urban legend way back in the day, and that's where they had like 6 of the most popular historic ones, like come to life.
Yeah, I got 6. I got a couple of those on my list.
Okay.
All right, we could do the order. Billy, Lance is number 1 through 5 behind his back. What number do you think it is?
3.
No.
Donnie,
2.
No.
Chief,
1.
No.
Dave.
4.
Yeah.
I'll go second.
Okay, 1 through 4 to me. I'm gonna say 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take 1. 1 through 3, Billy.
I'm going to go 2.
Yeah. 3 in a row. Jeez.
You want the 3, 4th, or 5th spot?
3, 4th, or 5th. I'm going to take 3.
All right, 1 or 2, Donnie.
1.
Yep.
4 or 5.
So 5, you get 2 picks off the bat. I guess I'll go. Is 5 a good spot? Just to be able.
Yeah, I think for this one, yes.
Yes, I'll go 5. And then does that mean every time I have to guess 2?
Yeah. Well, just twice technically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you had the last pick of the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I've already written you in the 5th column.
okay, I'm going 5th.
Yeah.
You're going 5th.
All right, but before we get into the draft, I want to talk to you guys about our favorite ticketing app, the best ticketing app there is. You know it by now. It's Game Time. GameTime.co is what you need. You're going to download that app. My morning routine right now for baseball season. You get up, you check the weather, then you immediately go into the Game Time app. Weather's beautiful. It's a perfect day for Wrigley Field. It's probably a perfect day no matter where you're listening to this to for baseball because summer is here, and that's why you need Game Time. So they have these flash deals, which are incredible. They have zone deals if you're feeling flexible. And their lowest price guarantee means that if you can find the same seats for less anywhere else, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So Game Time is the best place for last-minute seats with up to 60% off your favorite events. And it's not just sporting events. Comedy, music, theater, whatever your event of choice is, Game Time has you covered. Mother's Day is this weekend. If you're scrambling for a gift, your mom wants to spend time with you, you can get those tickets at Game Time. So again, download the app, gametime.co, find a game near you, an event near you. Game Time will always be the right spot. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code DOGWALK for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
All right, cool. All right, without further ado, the Urban Legend Draft. Here we go. I'm on the clock. Nice and simple. I think everybody knows Bloody Mary.
Yes. You say it into a mirror?
Yep. Say it into a mirror 3 or 5 times?
3.
times?
I thought 3. Yeah.
Regardless, you say the word Bloody Mary into a mirror, someone pops up, they scratch your face or some shit. There might be different variations of what actually happens when it says Bloody Mary, but every single kid, I think, in America has been at a sleepover and been like, oh, I dare you to do Bloody Mary.
Yeah, and then everyone will act all tough like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do it. And then they never do it.
That third one's...
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was someone comes out and kills you, not just like scratches your face.
Yeah, like I said, there probably is different variations of it. Maybe you get haunted or whatever. But everyone here has heard of Bloody Mary, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a very worthy 1-1 pick.
I hope so. I'm so nervous about this draft.
Me too, because I feel like there's... We'll get into it.
I thought there were 2 100%. Like, it was either one or the other could have gone 1-1. And then Bloody Mary probably like a rung below that. So I'm just going to go with Bigfoot next.
Yeah.
I thought, okay. I thought that. All right. I'm going Bigfoot. I mean, obviously there's different names for it here and there. A Sasquatch counts. It's the same thing.
Yeti,
right?
whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Well, I think Yeti's different.
I have a pick that's
like
very similar, but I'm still going to say it because it's different.
I'm going to say it as the third person. I think we'll be able to debate the pick, right?
Yeah.
So I can say something, but if you're like, oh, it doesn't count, I get to pick again.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you get vetoed, then you pick again.
The Yeti is different than Bigfoot.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yes. I'm gonna go with Yeti.
Is the Yeti the winter one?
Yes, that's
And-
how I
yes,
think of it. Like
and
the snow
Himalayas,
Bigfoot.
abominable snowman,
Yeah,
much larger than Bigfoot. Probably a sort of high altitude Gigantopithecus that has survived the Ice Age.
Talk to me, Billy.
That's my pick, the Yeti.
And when I was on that hike to Everest Base Camp, they had a Yeti skull on display, like on the hike up.
What was it, like a mastodon or something?
Yeah,
Like
I think it has been debunked, or I don't know. I think like scientists arrived and they're like, "Can we do DNA sampling?" They're like, "No, you just have to trust us on this."
Yeah, it's Yeti. Trust. Yeah.
So let's hold on. The draft room is like everyone's turning in their cards before I could blink. So Bloody Mary, White Sox Dave took Bigfoot, Billy took Yeti.
Yeah, he took Yeti. I do want to talk about the Jack Link's commercials. They're hilarious. That's all I got to
ones?
say on Bigfoot. Yeah.
Yeah, to me, in my head, I guess these were always like grizzly bears versus polar bears. Like they're both bears. Like they're both in my head. They're kind of the same thing.
Yeah, they are.
But if we want to differentiate,
That's why I kind of need Billy to sell me going with Yeti right after Bigfoot. I feel like that was a poor choice. Unless if
No, Yeti's just superior to Bigfoot.
How so?
Maybe
just
physically,
my
but we're talking more if he's more well known or not.
Right. The Yeti is a little more niche than Bigfoot, but
The competition isn't who can pick the 5 most well-known urban legends.
But I
kind of
think
like you're picking your favorite.
well,
I
But-
think
you could.
I
You
mean,
should. Take
I don't really have any favorites.
I know it is kind of tough, but so it's more like you think if you have the 5 most well-known, then you'll win the draft.
That's how I'm approaching it. Yeah.
like you're not a connoisseur.
No, I'm not. I was actually like we get the draft topic. I'm like, oh, urban legends, that's easy. And then I like start Googling all of it. I'm like, man, I don't know a lot of these
Yeah,
things.
I mean, we've done over 200 of these,
Yeah.
and that's always the age-old question, Donnie. I think for this one, it's like what has the most staying power, which one was most kind of.
yeah, that's
I might be going a
Pop
little
culture.
bit different direction.
Yeah, that's
which
fine.
is fine. That
Yeah.
could open
I got some
Pandora's
late-
box.
Steals that I think they're
Okay.
gonna hit some spots.
And then here it says, no, the Yeti and the Bigfoot are not the same thing.
Okay.
And it's more, I think, just because the Yeti is said to live in the Himalayas.
Yeah.
Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, lives in northwestern United States and Canada.
Pacific Northwest, right?
And,
Why is the Yeti so superior in your mind?
Larger, more
just-
powerful.
So just as a being, not
Yeah.
as not as a
Got to
mythical.
tough out the elements.
How do we even know that a Yeti's larger than a Bigfoot, though?
Sir Edmund Hillary, when he was climbing Mount Everest, saw tracks and saw a figure in the distance. He's actually probably the best record. Like Sir Edmund Hillary's record of the Yeti is much better than any Bigfoot lore.
Are you sure he just wasn't on like acid or something up there, or hallucinating him?
He's knighted. He's the first guy to climb Everest, first Westerner to climb Everest. Like I think
You can take acid and still become a knight. Sir John Paul or Paul, who's the Beatle?
John Paul.
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney.
Sir
yeah.
Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
He used to do acid. He's a knight.
Fair.
true.
He could have just
Maybe.
been oxygen deprived too.
Yeah.
I gotta
Actually,
say too,
that's
as far as Bigfoot goes, it's one thing that I hope never dies. I hope as long as this country is kicking, that people will be out there looking for Bigfoot.
I do
Dude,
love
how
like
it's involved.
that's where like, and I'm gonna do my pick. Is should I say mine now?
Yeah, let's try to get back on the tracks.
All right,
Yeah.
I got the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah.
So-
Those were the two I was talking
Yeah,
about.
so the Loch Ness monster, I love the fact that there are people for the last 3 picks. Bloody Mary is like a sleepover one, whatever. It's a fun one. People like dedicate their lives to finding Loch Ness, Yeti, and Bigfoot. So I think that in and of itself like gives it a little bit more weight. Where there's like documentaries, there's all these different things. People are spending money and dedicating their lives trying to find these things that 99.999% just don't exist. So I feel like that should matter.
okay.
I'm a Loch Ness
That's a
monster
good
guy.
pick.
Yeah, it's
the,
awesome.
The most famous photo turned out to be a huge like scam,
Yeah.
and that guy probably made a lot of money off that. I think.
Yeah,
I hope he did.
Yeah.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, Donnie.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Go into that. What do you mean it was a big scam?
There's
know-
a
you know
very
that.
famous photo.
Yeah,
it was
it's like a
always
silhouette,
used to kinda,
right?
like prove that
Yeah.
the Loch. Yeah,
This
that's the one.
Yeah,
And then
it's the first. If Lance, if you Google it, it's the first image result.
and people thought it was. People kind of thought that photo was real for the.
Have you
Yeah.
been to Loch Ness?
No, I have not.
Have you been to Scotland?
Yes. Once.
I mean, I'm looking at pictures. I just want to go. I don't even care about the fucking animal.
That's beautiful.
It's fucking beautiful. Like old ass castles that are probably hundreds of years old.
The Highlands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Arguably the greatest hoax photo of all time.
Probably, yeah.
Yep.
So happy to get the Loch Ness Monster 4th overall. To me, that's like the number one.
You think so? I'd say Bigfoot's bigger than that when it comes to creatures.
I think probably in American like folklore, Bigfoot, Yeti, or Bigfoot, Sasquatch is probably number one. Loch Ness number two because it's not here. But Loch Ness, I think, you definitely argue it's number one.
Okay. Donnie, you're up.
I'm going Chupacabra, which translates to goat sucker.
Yep.
It's like a vampire goat, right?
No, it's called a goat. It's like a type of animal that would suck the blood out of goats.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's how it got its name. Because I think in Puerto Rico they started finding these goats that had blood sucked out of them. Maybe it was actually like just some sort of bat. I don't know.
I thought it was like a Florida panther.
No. I was saying what the real thing could be, but yeah, it was supposed to be like this crazy creature that has red eyes, large fangs, lizard-like skin, but probably the size of like a wolf or a coyote. And yeah, it came from farmers in Puerto Rico. I wonder what they actually think it, like the real Chupacabra could be.
I thought it was like a Florida panther that got there somehow and was just terrorizing the livestock.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
A mangy coyote. It's like people.
Yes, if it's like a coyote whose like hair had like fur had all fallen out, that would look like a Chupacabra.
Can I make an embarrassing comment right now?
Yeah.
I used to think chupacabras and capybaras were the same thing. And I'm like, oh, that's like an adorable little, it's basically like a squirrel.
Yeah.
Except large. And I was wrong.
I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong.
Or like a chupacabra was like an evil capybara.
Or I don't know. I just thought they were the same. I'm like, what? Why is that
like Wario
urban
Mario?
legend? Like that thing's not attacking anybody. He's adorable. He's like a dog.
This would probably be the thing that I would be most afraid to run into.
A Chupacabra?
Yeah.
I would be way more afraid to run into Bigfoot.
Yeah, but I feel like if my fate was sealed and I was murdered by one of those three that were already taken, I'd be like, all right, I saw it and it killed me, and like I could like be more peaceful. Like I'd be embarrassed to be murdered by the Chupacabra.
Fair.
You know,
Fair.
like
Just getting sucked.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like a slow death.
Yeah,
Just
I'm not trying to bring this back to Bigfoot constantly, but that one video where I think it's in like Oregon or Washington or something. And it's the Bigfoot walking, and he like looks backwards right at the camera, basically. What did that ever get debunked or anything? What was that? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like Zapruder.
Yeah.
Zapruder quality film. Yeah.
The guy redid it, and he walks exactly like Bigfoot was walking, and has a gigantic ass.
Yeah,
exactly like the Bigfoot.
I love the ones where they're like, "That's Bigfoot," and then they like, it's just a brown bear walking on hind legs. Yeah.
You're up again, Donnie.
All right, I got one that's like not well known, but I'm going to save that for my last pick because I don't think you guys are gonna pick it. So I'm going to go with a more well known one: sewer alligators. Just because it seems very plausible that it could happen.
I think that's real.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, they have found alligators in the sewers of Florida.
Okay.
But it's more like, I think the myth started in New York that just
really?
A kid would flush their pet baby alligator down the toilet, and then it would grow up in the New York sewers. But yeah, I'm seeing a New York Post article where they have like footage of an alligator just in like a sludge filled pipe there.
That was like in the last couple of months, right?
2023.
Yeah. It was.
So
I remember it was recently.
I think I might have to veto then. It's real.
That's in Florida. I don't think they have yet confirmed they've never confirmed it in New York
City.
We have alligators.
They found one in there's a newspaper clipping of they found an escaped gator like in a sewer runoff. So I think it still counts. Like,
yeah, because it's on all the lists if you search urban legends.
It is a famous urban legend.
Yeah. And it's also a great movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's called
Snakes on a Plane.
No, it's called Alligator, and it's kind of like the Jaws and it's about a girl who flushes their pet, and then it like comes back up for revenge when it's huge. And there's a great scene in it where the alligator gets in someone's backyard pool, and there's like a little girl on the diving board, and she's like, and her parents are like, jump, jump. And she's like, no, there's a monster in there. And they're like, shut up. There's not a monster in there. Just jump. Come on, jump. And she's like, oh, no, I don't. And then like, fine. I think someone like pushes her off the diving board, and she just gets devoured by an alligator.
You don't see the old alligator movies that often.
No.
Our good one came out in 2019. It was called Crawl.
I heard Crawl was great.
Crawl was good. I recommend it if you're looking for a good alligator
I
movie.
feel like there was one like 10 or 15 years
Lake
ago.
Placid.
Yeah.
That was like 20 years. Yeah.
That's probably the most famous one.
Yeah.
I've never seen that either, but I remember the trailer being like,
I think in Florida, that's a real life problem, though, of alligators getting in your pool.
Yeah.
yeah,
Probably.
I think you're right.
I love that one clip. It's not like it was in a sewer, but they show, I think it's on a golf course somewhere in Florida, and guy hits the ball kind of along, almost out of bounds along the water, and there's a gator there, and he walks up, he's like all startled, and then an Australian guy comes up, and the gator's still there. He just gives a little tap on the tail, shimmy, like just walks up and like pats it.
Yeah.
Ballsy.
Crocodiles are scarier than alligators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because they can get a lot bigger.
Yep.
All right. You are up, Chief.
All right, I'm going. This to me is more like Eddie's pick, but drinking soda and Pop Rocks.
Yep.
So where your stomach explodes and you die. Like that was when you're a kid, you're like, you just can't do that. You can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like where this is going.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Isn't that real that you die if you is so if
Your stomach explodes.
Yeah.
It's not.
try it,
It's not
Billy.
real though, right?
Go try it, Billy.
We should have done.
I wouldn't try it right now. I'd be terrified.
Billy, you're a lot younger than us. Was this a thing when you were a kid, or no? The Pop Rocks and
No, like you'd see the videos of like the rockets people would do and like try to explode the 2-liter bottles by putting those in and making rockets, but no one actually did it or tried it.
Yeah. So Mentos and the 2-liter bottles are a little different, but I think this is right though, where this one feels like it's died off quite a bit.
Yeah, I was that when we were kids.
Yeah.
So it's funny that it's just not a thing with Billy. I feel like Pop Rocks in general are just not.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
don't see
haven't-
Pop Rocks
yeah.
kicking around
Yeah.
anymore. You're not.
You really don't. Do you even know what Pop Rocks
Maybe they
are,
got
Billy?
discontinued because somebody died from it.
No, they still sell
honestly,
Pop Rocks.
I don't think I ever. No, you know what? There was Pop Rocks and Rice Krispie boxes at one point, and that was my only contact with Pop Rocks. You could like, if you bought enough Rice Krispies, you would find a Pop Rocks in them.
Interesting.
How many Rice Krispie boxes did you buy?
No, just like one I bought had Pop Rocks in it. I was like, oh, what are these?
No, I thought you were like on a quest to get the
yeah,
Pop Rocks.
yeah.
Like you could just buy it.
Well, no, I was looking for toys in the cereal box. But
Okay. Yeah, Pop Rocks. You don't see those at the checkout aisle.
No.
That's for sure. Billy, you're up.
Okay, so I'm gonna restrain myself from like doing a deep cut just to like show my favorite, but ones that will win me. So I'm gonna go with the smiley face killer.
Okay.
So is this a conspiracy or is this an urban legend?
I think it's
It's
kind
an
of
urban
both.
It's an urban legend
both.
for sure.
But because it's focused on like one sort of thing, I think we can count it.
Yeah.
Because it probably
It's urban.
started off as an urban legend, and now people are like, oh, could this be true of all these dead people being found?
Because I had the detectives on who formed the theory last year, and I did a whole sit-down interview, and they walked me through everything like that. So it's a legitimate thought from a couple of former NYPD detectives.
I was in Chicago and I actually went to where the last guy was found, and I couldn't find his smiley face.
That's the thing. The smiley face aspect of it, I guess that plays into it being an urban legend because there really seems to be no smiley faces to the supposed similar deaths, if that makes sense.
Like I was actually in the video just driving around looking for a smiley face of graffiti just anywhere, and it actually took me a really long time
to find it.
Yeah. And that was in Chicago though.
Yeah.
I haven't tried New York yet. But as someone who could be a victim, I'm very concerned about the smiley face killer. He matches up. He likes guys like me.
He does.
So
He does. Well, you're how old are you now?
I'm 25. So maybe I'm a
Oh
little
yeah.
age.
No, you're prime.
I was going to say you're aging out, but you are.
No, you're right You're right in the meaty part of that murder curve.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing a video where I use myself as bait outside the Brooklyn Mirage in New York and Brooklyn, and like just like pretending I'm screwed up, but like having a team watching me on camera and just like try to bait them out.
Well, when
That would get you elected for sure, Billy.
If he actually caught him, yeah. He might just end up spending like 6 Saturdays in a row pretending to be drunk at like 4 in the morning.
Well, that's like one of the first ones that happened. It was like up at Fordham, I believe.
And then
Brooklyn Mirage takes a lot. Like every time one of my boys are going to Brooklyn Mirage, I'm like, yo, dude, like just watch out.
Yeah.
Like don't, like if it happens, I'm going to say I told you not to.
And then the ones in Chicago have happened near the salt shed. Is that true?
No, it just depends. There's ones over there by like kind of by Celeste and like Barstool River North area.
Oh, sure.
There's ones over here.
There were
like the
really
harbor.
He's right about the salt shed, though.
Sure, yeah. I'm just saying it's
The river's
not
right there.
It's not to one
Right.
one spot.
Yeah.
That's where I was looking
Bill,
for the smiley
when
faces.
when is your congressional election?
So right now we're just figuring stuff out in court. I can't really talk too much about
Okay.
it. It like really sucks. Like that that it's not even about democracy. It's about legislation.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
legalese.
Talk to
So
me, Bill.
I hope to give you guys some good news soon.
Thank you.
Good.
I
What's that,
asked
Steve?
because I want to know when you're going to have an entire Secret Service detail following you at all times.
Probably never.
Probably never. Okay.
Probably never. Maybe though. Never say never.
You're
okay.
up, Dave.
This is one we've talked about many times. I'm surprised it lasted this long. I'm going to go with leprechauns. That's the number one urban legend that just absolutely terrified me growing up because of the movie when I was, 5 or 6 years old.
I'm sorry. What did Billy pick?
Billy took the
the
smiley
smiley
face.
Oh,
killer.
yeah. Sorry.
Leprechauns, I feel like fall in the same category as like Santa Claus and
Like folklore.
the Tooth Fairy. Yeah, it's more
Try
like
telling that to the good
folklore.
people in Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that. There is that leprechaun video, but
That's
I don't
true.
know because then it's like, could someone say the Easter Bunny as like an urban legend?
I think that's just like a celebration more. I don't.
But the leprechaun is the Easter Bunny.
But
of
I honestly,
St. Patrick's Day.
it's
it brings
those are
boots.
kind of urban legends.
I had leprechaun
themselves.
written down, and I did not have Santa or the.
But I think those could be considered urban legends.
I don't.
It's just
wanna
they're
veto-
so wildly involved in our lives that they're not really, but at their core they kind of are.
You're looking.
I'm gonna veto leprechauns. I don't know if you can just vote out straight, but I think it's like that's a holiday
That's
fairy tale.
Yeah.
All right, one veto. Can I get two? Can I get two? Can I get two? Can I get two?
You know what? I'm gonna go to Google.
All right.
I'm gonna go to Google. Is the leprechaun?
I appreciate this. I need more to really chew on it.
I mean, could you say that
No.
like elves?
So AI says no. The leprechaun is a well-known and enduring myth in Irish folklore. So I think it's more folklore. It's like one of the most famous stories in Ireland. I think it's a myth more than.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
I'm just not seeing anything on here that calls it an urban legend.
It's not. I'd say an urban legend's a little more recent.
But like the Loch Ness Monster is not.
Yeah, that's
and-
like-
No, but the Loch Ness
Bigfoot.
Monster's probably only been around for like 100 years. The leprechaun's been around for probably,
Like our dragons.
1,000
I don't think
years.
dragons would count.
yeah. I'm going to veto.
Oh,
This is insane. This is fucking crazy.
I will say the legend of the Loch Ness Monster dates back to the 7th century AD.
Okay.
So does Bigfoot, though. I don't think leprechaun, like anyone seriously considered leprechauns to exist in the 20th century.
As kids, you absolutely do. I thought those little fucking things were searching for gold at the end of
Really?
Oh yeah.
You were in the '90s, being like, I'm gonna see a leprechaun.
I thought when I was a kid, I thought the gold at the end of the rainbow was a real.
Yeah, exactly. When you're super young, yeah.
I guess I
Just
never
like
thought
Bloody
that.
Mary.
But we got 2 vetoes, so it doesn't.
I mean, that's pretty fucking insane. All right, I'll go with the watermelon seed.
okay.
Yeah.
That counts for sure.
Wait, that's not real.
Didn't that, so that happened in Rugrats.
Yes, that's where I
Yeah.
got it. Yeah.
Yep. No, I used to, that actually, when I was really young, I used to be afraid of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just gonna grow a big ass watermelon in your
And
belly.
you're gonna explode. Yeah,
That's why they started making seedless watermelons.
probably.
That is crazy. I'll bring that up every chance I can. That we just grew up with seeded watermelons, and now it's all seedless.
I don't like that. It creeps me out.
Yeah, I like some seeds.
But it's objectively better.
I know, but it's kind of like, what did they do?
Yes,
to-
exactly.
They genetically modified it.
GMO food.
You know, Brussels sprouts, they also did that. That's why they're like bearable nowadays.
That's why they're delicious.
Yeah, they're awesome
What
now.
about that? I think it's also how you cook them, because when I
that's
was a kid, they would always be steamed, and now they're like cooked in the oven until they're crispy.
And like
Yeah.
in a vat of
and oil, and you could throw on some like
cheese.
bacon bits and goat cheese, balsamic vinegar.
But how do we do these super seedy watermelons? It was basically just a useless product.
No,
I
you
grew up
just-
with seeded watermelons.
Yeah,
He's a
no,
real
I
man.
think we all did.
Yeah.
But it was just,
Japan figured out a way to make square watermelons.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I think you just grow them in a box.
I think that is
Okay,
it. Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you do?
that makes sense.
It's like the veal of fruit. Just keep it caged up.
All right, to me, I'm shocked this hasn't gone yet. I'm going to go what I think is our first Hollywood one, and it's Marilyn Manson.
I was gonna
really,
fucking
yeah.
say that.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson got a rib removed so he could suck his own
Fuck.
dick.
That's a great
How
one.
did it
See,
start?
that's the kind of shit I couldn't think of off that.
That was like probably the
snowballs.
first thing I wrote down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Fuck.
Marilyn, is there any video footage of him refuting that claim? Or he just let that run
probably likes
wild
it.
for 30 years?
I mean, he's a
Honestly, who even fucking knows if it's an urban legend? That guy's big time dunzo. Canceled.
Yeah.
still,
Oh, yeah, he's canceled now, right?
still alive,
Oh, yeah.
55 years
Oh,
old.
yeah.
What do you think his like day to day is now?
He's in prison. I'm pretty sure.
Is he?
I'm pretty sure he is. If
No.
I don't think.
I could have
He had
swore.
some pretty bad
I
allegations.
think
No.
there's something like he was doing some weird Marilyn Manson shit, like actually, which like
I
Can we
think
fact check that?
I'm on his Wikipedia now.
I don't think he's
it was like 2019 or 20 probably. Pretty
Yeah, it
recent
wasn't
or
that.
so.
It wasn't that long ago. You looking it up?
Trying to.
What that whoever made that rumor though, you want to talk about a perfect rumor, a perfect urban legend? Like Marilyn Manson's the guy for that. He was just so weird and out there.
Yeah,
You got it or no?
I'm looking. I mean, there's like abuse allegations of going back. There's
Okay,
something
maybe
from
he's not in prison.
from September 2020.
just search like Marilyn Manson in prison, because I think he's a free man.
Yeah, he's free.
He settled a bunch of lawsuits out of court. Okay, well, he's not in prison, but
But probably not a good guy.
probably not.
Yeah. Probably sucking his own dick too much.
Looks like he addressed it in his autobiography. He wrote a line that says, "If I got my ribs removed, I would have been sucking my own dick on the Wonder Years instead of chasing Winnie Cooper."
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's gonna draft that because I took like the bigger Marilyn Manson one, but I did have on my board that it was always rumored that it was Paul from the one.
I remember that too. Yeah. I forgot about that one.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
That was a huge one.
I don't even know what show that is.
Oh, really?
You don't know the Wonder Years?
Great show, Billy.
I think it's
It's
on
from the 80s.
Hulu streaming now. It's Billy, it is a delightful sitcom.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's a great
Try it
show.
out.
Yeah.
Don't do the new version though.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break here before round 3 because we need a little pick-me-up. And when you need a pick-me-up, you got to go to Stella Blue. At Stella Blue Coffee, we believe good coffee is one of life's non-negotiables. Stop drinking those boring, tasteless, big coffee beans and turn to Stella Blue. Remember, your mornings are sacred. It's time to start treating them that way. Not only are Stella Blue's coffees premium beans sourced from the most coffee-rich geographies on Earth, but they're also Big Cat tasted and approved, which is obviously more important. Big Cat, we've seen him down in the kitchen. He gets in the lab. He tries all these different samples and makes sure he picks the best ones for you. Stella Blue's coffee delicious roasts are also available in cold brew, K-cups, ground, whole bean formats to seamlessly fit into your morning coffee routine. So no matter how you make your coffee, no matter how you take your coffee, Stella Blue has you covered. Oh, number one thing, this is why I'm reading the ad and not Ed. Every single bag of coffee helps save dogs. So I've obviously rescued one. Miss Peaches has rescued Stella, Dan's dog, which is Stella Blue's named after. Rescue. Ace, rescue. That's what we care about here. So every single bag that you buy helps save a dog. So get yourself a Stella Blue to help save dogs like George and Miss Peaches. Head to your local Jewel Osco or Mariano's today to find the very best deals on Stella Blue coffee, or use promo code WALK for 20% off any order of $25 or more on StellaBlueCoffee.com. Take back your morning with Stella Blue Coffee.
All right, I'm going to stay in Hollywood. Richard Gere.
Gerbil.
You get to go twice now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you're one. Yep.
Richard Gere reportedly
Yep.
had a gerbil stuck in his ass.
Dude, so I actually knew Richard Gere's son, and like kids would say that, but he was like, "No, dude, Sylvester Stallone made that up
Oh, really?
because they had beef." Yeah,
That's a fucking wild move by Sly
Yeah.
Stallone. I
Yeah,
kind of love
Sylvester's-
it. Makes me want to make up a rumor about Dave. Something absurd.
But,
How
and
do
the
you-
original rumor was about Andre the Giant, right?
That he had a gerbil up his ass?
Yeah, and that's like how he died.
Oh.
I never heard that one. Wait, how do you know Richard Gere's son?
From like baseball. He played baseball with my buddy, and then he was at a party once.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm gonna be honest, I brought up the rumor just to be like, "Yo, what's up with that?"
I love that you brought it up. But
It
no,
was-
yeah, it's very, like, this is one clearly, definitely not true. But,
Yeah, not true. Can confirm not true.
yeah, but like, right.
Now looking back, that was a douche move to say to his son.
Very much so. But still, I mean, long time urban legend that
Yeah.
Richard Gere did this. So if it was Sly that made it up, that's a
Great move.
vicious rumor.
Yeah.
White Sox, Dave, you're up.
I'm gonna go with gum for 7 years. So if you swallow gum, it takes 7 years to digest.
Yeah, that's another thing I was terrified of as a kid.
Wasn't it like, I think it was Hank that it was swallowed every piece of gum he ever had?
I think it was, yes, that vaguely rings a bell to me.
And like, when I heard that, I'm like, he's going to die young because he's just got too much gum in his stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do that, I'm sure it can get blocked up. You know,
I think this one might be true.
it might be. It
Yeah.
might be.
But here's my question: is it truly that bad for you to swallow gum?
No, I think you just
I don't know.
shit it out.
Yeah,
Because
probably
if
not.
it's
Just
not,
any
if
of
it's
it.
not, I feel like we've been fucking shit up unnecessarily for years. Because I think it's objectively worse to have your
Gum
fucking
on-
desks and your ground all covered in
gum
gum.
on your shoe.
Yeah, like
That's true. Yeah.
stick your head under like a middle school. It's fucking
I was one
chaos.
of those assholes.
really. I've never I mean, I can't say never, but I could say like I've truly.
Although chewing gum is designed to be chewed and not swallowed, it generally isn't harmful if swallowed. Folklore suggests swallowed gum sits in your stomach for 7 years before it can be digested, but that isn't true. If you swallow gum, it's true that your body. It's a weird structure, but yeah, sounds like it's fine.
Gum on the back of
Per the
school
Mayo
buses and
Clinic.
Shit.
Yeah.
I always had too big of wads, so I always put it out. I couldn't swallow it.
Yeah.
That's where it's bad because it's a choking hazard.
Yeah. Girl died in the Raging Bull chewing gum.
Yeah.
Not good. Billy, you're up.
So I'm gonna go with UFOs, just because I think it's a solid pick. I don't think anybody think that was a
Yeah.
steal in the third round.
It's kind of conspiracy theory too.
I almost
That's
feel
like
like
the-
this is not specific enough.
Yeah, I think you might. I
So-
think maybe you choose one.
Yeah, like I think you'd have
One
to be
incident.
like Roswell or Area 51 or something like that. I don't think you
Yeah.
can just blanket take UFOs because UFOs are also
Skinwalker Ranch or something
Yeah.
like that.
Hey, I'm gonna pivot hard and go using your cell phone while the plane's taking off.
I never turn
Yeah.
that shit on airplane mode just to be a rebel.
Although that
But,
is that is something they still make you do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but that it makes you it makes the plane crash.
Yeah, no, I think it's bullshit. I remember PFT telling me that he still turns off his phone, and I'm like, dude, I don't fucking turn off my phone anymore. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I don't even put it in airplane mode.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I could see like Jake Marsh, I'm sure, turns his phone off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He absolutely does.
I also saw somewhere recently that when they were like, oh, everybody put your seat up, trays in the upright position, that is, and they would always say it was like a safety thing, but they're saying it was actually because the flight crew doesn't want to go through and just put all the seats up before every flight.
Yeah, 100% is.
Yeah, so they, that's what that is. It's not has nothing to do with safety.
Which makes sense. And
Yeah.
keep going down, pushing that button.
I almost feel like if they just said that, I'd be like, look, we don't want to do this for it. And then I'd be like, all right.
Yeah.
But don't tell me it's safety. Tell me it's a pain in the ass to go through every seat to put it up.
I sniffed that out a while ago.
Yeah.
Cell phone makes the plane crash off the board. Chief, you're up.
All right. I'm going Walt Disney's frozen head. Okay, or frozen. That he was cryogenically frozen. He was actually cremated, so the opposite. And then the offshoot of that is that there is a urban legend conspiracy that Disney made the movie Frozen so that when you Google Disney Frozen, Walt Disney wasn't the first thing that popped up on your search results. So that's like the whole reason for making that movie.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of 2 for 1 there. I like that rumor.
Why did this one take off like wildfire? Because we were all under the assumption that Disney and Ted Williams were just frozen.
Well, Ted Williams' head is frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not an urban legend, but like Walt Disney he was cremated. So,
But is it like, did somebody see him going in that oven? Like, can we confirm that? Right,
Can't.
Dave?
You can't. I never heard this one though.
Oh, really? It was one of those things where I always thought it was a fact
I'm trying to find
until I did research for this
The
draft.
one I heard was, I know I should save that. I know it's too close, so it won't play. Ted Williams' eyes are frozen.
Yeah.
No, his head is.
his
Yeah,
whole head.
it is.
His whole
And it
head.
actually is.
That's true. Yeah.
It's down in Joliet, I'm pretty sure.
No.
I swear to God, I remember hearing it.
Dave.
For some reason, it was down in Joliet.
That's the craziest thing you ever said.
Why is that crazy?
It says here that nobody can exactly pinpoint where the rumors of Walt Disney's alleged frozen body as well as its hiding place came from. So it's just like,
Can you check where Ted Williams' head's located?
No chance.
I don't know why
Joliet,
this is
Illinois.
what I remember hearing. It was down in
Sitting
Joliet.
at fucking Rudy Rudiger's gym.
Why did they freeze it?
Because his son wanted to like clone him eventually to be another 400 hitter or something. That was what I remember hearing.
Well, his son probably just wanted to clone him just to bring back his dad if we get the technology. I don't think he wants to bring him back to hit another fucking 400
hit some dingers.
But I
All right,
remember
Dad, you're
hearing
back.
that, like,
Go
hey,
hit
even
some
if they
dingers.
do clone him, they're not like, and he has a 100% DNA match a clone. Like, you can't clone thoughts, and like, so, he could be the laziest guy ever.
He could just like to draw or something.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe Walt Disney's frozen body will come back as a slugger.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Was it Walt Disney back?
This thing says it was in California in 1972, but the company that has it is based out of Arizona. So I don't know where the Joliet thing is.
I don't.
You know what?
That's not
Ted Williams
amazing.
was such a good hitter was because he was the first person to take speed and play baseball.
Is that true?
I mean,
Yeah, because he was an Air Force pilot. So like the Nazis were using Pervitin, and like we're all hopped up on meth. So their pilots were all hopped up on meth, and the RAF was like, "Oh shit, we need to develop something so our pilots can do these bombing raids deep into Germany late." So then they started doing meth, and then Ted Williams was in the Air Force, and they were all doing meth to do these long bombing raids. And he was just like, "Oh shit, I'm so locked in when I take these. Why don't I use them for baseball?" And is that common knowledge?
I did not know that, but it makes sense. I'll tell people that from now on without ever fact checking it.
Yeah, let's roll with that.
Donnie, you're up.
Okay. I'll go one very well-known one and then one a little more obscure Hollywood. Let's do the obscure Hollywood first. That little Kim sucked
Yep.
so many
Big
people
one.
off. She had to get like a liter of semen pumped out of her stomach. And I guess that was also a rumor about Rod Stewart.
When I was a kid, I had heard it about Britney Spears.
That's where I heard it.
Yeah.
Britney Spears with
Justin Timberlake.
all of NSYNC is what the rumor was.
And then there's another rumor about someone who sucked off all the Wu-Tang Clan and had to get her stomach pumped. So maybe my urban legend could just be semen stomach pump.
Yeah.
I think you should go Lil' Kim though, because I think that was the most prevalent.
That's
Britney
the one
Spears was
that I heard.
1,000,000%. I never heard of Lil' Kim at all.
Really?
Yeah, Britney Spears was.
And then
That's a great.
What a crazy urban legend.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I wonder if that is possible.
I think.
I mean, how many cocks would you have to?
A lot.
Because you
At
can
least
drink.
a mile.
You can drink like a liter of water and it'd be fine, or like
Yeah.
a liter of milk can be fine. And like how
No,
many?
wait, but if you drink too much milk, you can die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
not if you just drink 1 liter of milk, you'll be fine.
But think about how
and
much.
how many cocks does it take to fill up a liter of cum?
Well, it depends on the cock too, right?
Some people have larger loads than others, for
Yeah.
sure.
But
What if
still,
you
it'd be
just
a
went
lot.
with like a blue whale cock?
I don't even
I
think
don't know.
you could get your mouth around a blue whale cock.
I don't know. Has anybody ever tried?
You can't even get your mouth around an elephant cock, and I assume
Dude,
a blue whale cock is
was
bigger.
what they thought sea monsters were when they were mating. They just saw these gigantic things coming out that looked like sea serpents, and they're like, "Oh my god, what is that?"
It was just a whale wing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was actually the first recorded blue whale mating ritual was actually between two dudes. So there was two going at it. So they're like, "Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
the Kraken."
Next White Sox Dave challenge.
Yeah, I think their
Suck off a blue
penises
whale.
are.
How big?
Go
is
down to
it?
shed.
Bigger
Let's
than-
start with the beluga. We'll bring him down to shed. See if he
Yeah.
can suck off a beluga.
Oh my
They're
god!
bigger than White Sox Dave is, like
Shed.
even width wise.
You remember when Big Cat petted a bunch of rays? Well, now White Sox Dave's gonna suck off a beluga.
Hey, did you just size up White Sox Dave comparatively to a whale's dick, Billy?
Well, they're huge. I mean, like
Yeah.
They're
So
probably bigger than you.
yeah.
Blue whales
they
are
are
100 feet long.
The average length of a blue whale cock is 8 foot 2 inches.
Damn.
yeah, so bigger than all of us.
Yeah. The Zach Eady size
Might
cock.
even be-
It's a Bigfoot.
He's packing a Zach Eddy in his pants.
That's terrifying.
That's insane.
All right, then the other one, I'm gonna go super basic, I guess. Covers a lot of ground. The Bermuda Triangle. It's a classic.
See, that's like kind of proven a little bit. Like with weather patterns, it does fuck up planes and ships and all that.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's really an urban legend as much as
There's certain spots on the earth where they have like a strong magnetic field.
You
Where
can
I
tell your
know,
Prescott, Arizona story.
It's not Prescott. It's the
Sedona or
Sedona. Yeah. So there was that guy where like we were just hiking as a family when I was in high school, and there was a guy like following us probably like 20 yards behind, maybe a little bit further, like for hours. And then until like my dad like went to confront him and he was like, well, have you guys found the vortex? And we're like, and he like looked insane. And we're like, no, dude, like, and get the fuck away from us. And then we left. But yeah, and so I know Alaska has like a triangle kind of like that, and there's supposedly a few other places that have.
Dragon's Triangle.
Didn't in one of like the UFO leaks they talked about the Bermuda Triangle having like a lot of like aquatic UFOs spotted there or something? I mean, I would just say aquatic UFOs. That's my favorite theory, but that's not like well known enough. That came out
getting there.
That came out recently with the Air Force guys, like who were off the coast of San Diego, and they said they saw one of the UFOs come like from the water.
Yeah, and they had like another line where it was in the air and descended underwater and like never lost speed.
Yeah.
So it was like going at like 400 knots or something.
And the theory is that the mothership is actually underwater, like and hidden, and then it launches these little like probes out into the air. I mean, that's
my theory, which everyone like looks at me like I'm crazy, but like some people are like, oh my God, the UFOs are interdimensional. When I'm like, no, like it makes more sense that they live in caverns in the earth. Like the earth is, if the earth was the size of a bowling ball, Mount Everest would be half a grain of sand on that bowling ball.
Yeah.
So like it just gives you a thought of like how freaking big the earth is, and that like I think even less than that is like the depth of our oceans. So when you think about how big the Earth is, you could easily just have like small pockets in the Earth that are just whole civilizations that have become more advanced by living underneath the surface and like not getting hit by asteroids, not dealing with crazy environmental disasters, and they've just been able to advance way farther than us. And like we're just living with a parallel civilization that's just so much more advanced that is just rolling around on UFOs and going underwater to like entrances.
This is like the Fraggle Rock theory.
Yeah, like some people like.
Do you know what Fraggle Rock is?
No, I don't.
You don't know? I'm surprised you don't know. It was like a kid's show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they would talk about, and they live below the surface, and then outer space was like the surface. They would call outer space was like the surface of the Earth.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So it's kind of like what you're saying.
Damn.
So like, yeah, but it's kind of a hollow Earth theory. But every time you say that, they're like, the whole Earth isn't hollow, but like there could be caverns.
Are you a flat Earth guy, Billy?
No. It's definitely round.
Okay.
Um,
There's no ice wall.
I was with Nikki
There
Smokes.
might be something down there. There might be a parallel civilization living in Antarctica. I don't know. I've never been
That
there.
could be the gate to this world that you're
Smokes
talking
is
about.
a flat earther?
No, he's a dome. He thinks there's a dome over it.
Well, that's similar.
Oh, that's
yeah.
flat Earth. That's
That's flat Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, I was with him in Florida last weekend. He was very in on it
Convinced on
about
that.
how it's like,
Hey,
he had like maps.
Silly
he was
football.
pulling
Do you
out.
know who Ashton Forbes is?
no.
All right, so I stumbled on this guy last night, and he calls himself a citizen journalist with expertise in high technology, unification of quantum and macro physics, and he has been doing a deep dive on the Malaysian flight. I'll send you all you guys this stuff. This will blow your
What's
fucking
his last
mind.
name?
Forbes, like the magazine.
This guy.
he's
might
saying
be a
that-
great guest on my podcast.
And he's got to be on Rogan soon. But he came out with this thing that says the U.S. government has control of time travel device, and it's pretty fucking convincing. So
I've seen that. I've seen that clip.
Yeah.
I think it's been debunked, but it shows all these objects like floating around flight MH70, and they put it in a time warp or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then
It's been
does it
debunked.
pop out over Ukraine and get shot down? Is that the rest of it?
Yeah,
Because
probably.
remember that there was a Malaysian flight shot down over Ukraine.
I mean,
Or
that
Like
was
was-
a month
was.
later, or like
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
months later. That was wild.
like
That's got to be. I mean, whoever fucking shot that missile had to be like, because he thought he was like shooting down a Russian military plane or something, and then was like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah,
they
Just
didn't
took
really
time.
give an answer who shot it down, like if it was Russia or if it was Ukraine.
Yeah,
It probably because it might have been Ukraine.
that's crazy. Just one man with like a gun on his shoulder can shoot down a plane.
Oh yeah.
Have you
Chief,
played
you're up.
COD?
I don't play a lot of COD.
Chief.
All right, this is one that I feel like I didn't even hear until maybe college, and then I believed it, and I was like devastated when I found out it wasn't true. But Mr. Rogers being the all-time Navy SEAL leader in sniper kills, I was like, this guy with the sweater and the children's show is a fucking badass, just like sniping people in Vietnam. And it turned out he never even served in the military. So I don't know where that one came from either, but that was like one of my favorites. I probably told 200 people that.
Really?
Over.
See, I saw this on lists and I never remember hearing.
I don't
it.
Yeah.
Really?
Never
Yeah,
heard
that
of
was one of the ones I'm like, what?
Yeah,
There were so many of those for me.
that you
I'm like-
never heard of.
I
never heard of.
no one here had heard of that one.
No.
And it was on all those lists too. I just never ever
I
heard that.
fucking love
and that
one.
like you said, I wish I was real so bad.
I know.
Imagine like oh,
it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Not if you're a Viet Cong.
not if you're a VC scum. Dance, motherfucker, dance.
Yeah,
Name
so
of the movie,
I
man.
love that. I love that one. I wish it were
Good
true.
Morning Vietnam.
Great movie.
It's Platoon.
It's a great movie. Billy, you're up.
So I'm gonna be honest. I should have definitely chose the Bermuda Triangle instead of the cell phone plane thing, and I'm gonna wrap it up with Gustav the crocodile.
I don't know about this.
It's 4 rounds, right?
It's
Five.
5, so you need one more after this.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Jersey Devil.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What's the Jersey Devil besides the hockey team?
The Jersey Devil is the original. It's sort of kind of the Mothman, but it's basically this dude that flies around New Jersey, who's been cited multiple times. It's kind of Mothman, Jersey Devil. Someone sees them flying in the middle of the night, and he is like a winged creature, kind of like in the Hocus. He kind of looks like the Hocus Pocus guy. Have you guys seen that movie?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was more like a chupacabra, but I guess not.
No, it flies, jumps through the air.
Okay.
I think it's
that's-
Mothman Dash. I'll pick Jersey Devil.
And that's why the hockey team is called the Jersey Devils.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Their name.
I knew about the Mothman. I did not know about the Jersey Devil.
I thought Mothman was a Godzilla thing.
Oh yeah.
No.
Mothra.
Is
Mothra.
that- okay.
Did you ever watch the Richard Gere movie?
The Mothman Prophecies.
Mothman.
I've heard of it. I've not seen it. I don't believe.
That, I mean, I don't know if someone is going to pick Mothman, but I think they think it was a really large crane that, like the bird.
The bird, yeah.
Yeah, that like flew off its migration pattern, because they have some cranes that are the size of humans and like.
Oh, they're big fucking birds.
Yeah, and if you, like the cops were shining their light on it, and the eyes would glow red, and like that's what would happen if you were like shining a light on a crane.
Damn. So that's what it was.
And
huh?
yeah, I think at night a big crane would look like a giant moth.
Yeah.
Probably. White Sox, Dave.
I'm gonna go with Tupac being alive
Ah.
Yeah.
or dead, however you want to write it. But yeah,
Yeah, I would have
Tupac
picked.
fake death.
I would have picked that one,
Machiavelli.
but I feel like it's so easy to debunk. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
But it's a great theory.
It's ever talked about, like, yeah, Machiavelli.
Yep.
How he calls himself to Machiavelli. Machiavelli faked his death. There's like a whole bunch of shit. And there's a bunch of lookalikes that still pop up like every couple
Yep.
months. I feel like.
I mean, like, have there
What was the other one? He's down in Argentina.
That's
Yeah.
Hitler.
I know that's Hitler,
yeah.
but it's also
Hitler.
Tupac. I want to say.
I thought
Cuba.
Tupac was in Africa or like the Caribbean.
Cuba.
the Caribbean? I remember
Cuba?
here.
I think
maybe?
Cuba.
It was Cuba. Okay, I knew Hitler was.
He did have an aunt that like
Is it
aunt?
defected to Cuba in like the 70s.
You know what's the crazier one that's been going viral recently? Was that Tupac was a CIA plant to promote gang violence,
There's a good one.
and that he was like a ballerina. Like, there's video of him as a
He
ballerina.
was. He used to
Yeah.
go to like an art school in the New York area where he was like a theater kid.
Yeah, and they just
That's
like
true.
tapped him to like lead to promote like gang violence so that they can fill the it was wild conspiracy.
What do you think of the CIA, Billy?
Dude, I gotta be careful right now.
Smart. You're smart.
Dude,
They can get
What
back at you 6 ways from Sunday, is what Chuck Schumer says. So
yeah,
you're being careful.
especially if you're running for office.
All right, I'm up. This is big in grammar school. I don't know if it got to you guys, but Mountain Dew shrinks your balls.
That's a good one. It was yellow number 7.
Yellow 5.
Yellow
in
5,
Mountain
yeah.
Dew. So like, it kind of morphed into yellow 5 shrinks your balls, but it was always like originated with Mountain Dew.
So I had never heard the Mountain Dew. I had heard the yellow 5, and that's why like you wouldn't eat like the yellow Starburst.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like a yellow 5 / Mountain Dew, but Mountain Dew is like the big proponent.
You know what? Yellow 5's not good for you. So
But does it shrink your balls?
I don't know
does
what
not.
it does, but I think like yellow 5 is like banned in European countries.
Snopes said it does not shrink your balls.
Steroids have been proven to shrink your balls, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But it grows your schlong.
Yes.
You get a longer schlong, and then you get a lot of back knee, and you get like man tits, right?
I read that
a
in Juice
lot
by
of-
Jose Canseco. That
Did you actually read that?
Yeah, I
Or are you
read it.
making fun of me?
No, I swear to God, I read it.
I read it for a book report in high school.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I did a paper on it in college, actually.
Yeah, that's exactly where I got it. He's like, oh, everybody always asks, oh, how small are your balls? How small are your balls? And he's like, oh, my balls, they're fine. But let's just say, I remember it was italicized. Steroids worked on me. And it was like,
Yes, he like hinted at it.
he
through his
hinted
dick.
at it.
Yeah,
Yes.
that his dick grew.
Maybe your dick just looks larger in comparison when
To your balls.
Yeah.
Entirely possible.
All right, quick announcement before the 5th and final round. We want you guys to step up your beard game, and the best way to do that is with Beard Guyz. I've got it right here. Hair on your face is different from hair on your body, and you need to tailor that. You need specific products for specific hair. Beard Guyz has you covered. This will wash, hydrate, and help style your beard. Start your day off right with the 2-in-1 Wash and Tame, a wash and conditioner combo that is meant to cleanse and condition your beard. It has this citrus scent, and like I said, I got it right here. It genuinely, it smells so good. Hydrate your beard with some beard oil. The beard oil helps soften and moisturize the beard and skin. So if you're going in for a smooch, you don't want to have like a Brillo pad on your face, Beard Guyz will soften that up for you. Lock in the beard and style with some matte styling clay. This product has kaolin clay to help keep your beard in place. Very important, and you can use it on your hair as well. I've used it on my hair. Obviously, big hair guy. The stuff works great. Again, that scent is incredible. The scent products that have that citrus, that texture that's perfect. So whether you're a seasoned vet or you're trying to step up your beard game, you're at the beginning. If you're a beard rookie, kind of like me, Beard Guyz is the brand for your beard. You can find Beard Guyz at your local Walmart or Walgreens, so big retailers. Just look for that orange packaging with the great beard and the shades on the front. Beard Guyz, can't recommend it enough. Go get yours today.
So Mountain Dew Shrinks Balls is my pick. And then my last pick, 5th rounder. I don't know if this is like a Chicago one or what, but the flashing lights, if someone flashed their lights.
That's a fucking great one.
Yeah, and they say not to, if someone has their lights off, don't flash them at them because it's a gang initiation and they're going to do a U-turn and kill you.
And shoot you in the face.
Yes. Have you guys ever heard that one?
I have definitely heard that one.
Definitely.
I've heard.
You guys haven't?
I've heard the urban legend where someone behind you keeps on flashing their lights, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And it turns out they're trying to warn you that there's like a man in your
back seat. Yeah,
trying to kill you.
Yeah, that I've heard that one too. That was also in the movie Urban Legend, but this one is like people really believe this to this day. I've been warned of this probably within the last like 5 to 10 years. That like, hey,
I mean, especially definitely because once you get your license,
yeah,
that's something that you're going to talk about. That's a good one. I wish I would have thought of that kind of shit. Fuck.
Yeah. So don't, I don't buy it at all. If someone's got their lights off, give them a flash.
Take your fucking life in your hand. That's one of those ones where it's like, even in that 0.001%, I'm not fucking around. Because it's plausible that it could be a thing.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna flash your lights at people?
No.
Like you never will?
I never will.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm not gonna do it.
Because like, what if
they don't have their lights on?
Yeah, I'm not doing
That's what they say it is. Like the gangbangers don't have their lights on specifically because they're waiting for someone to flash them, and then as soon as they do, you're the chosen one, and they're gonna do a U-turn and kill you for initiation.
like that? It's such a, at least out here, it's such a prevalent urban legend that it probably has infiltrated like the Latin community. Or something,
Maybe, you never know.
And they're like, hey, we actually should do this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's actually funny because there's like on my old car, when I used to get in, my knee would always bang the light thing and turn my automatic lights off. So sometimes I'd be rolling around with no lights on, and then I'd be going for so long and then realize like either someone would flash me or I'd realize my lights weren't on. I was like, wow, why didn't anyone flash their lights sooner? I didn't know that one.
I thought you were.
They thought you were gonna fucking shoot them with a Glock 9 right between the eyes.
Murder him. White Sox Dave, you're up again.
My list is so fucking short at this point. I'm gonna go with Candyman.
I don't think I know Candyman.
Similar to Bloody Mary, and there was that horror movie that was like really popular in the 90s about it.
Yeah.
Can you give me a clip?
And then they recently made a remake.
Yeah, there was a remake. It was supposed to be good, actually.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but the remake had like high Rotten Tomato scores.
Jordan Peele movie. It was solid.
It's almost the same exact thing as Bloody Mary, because then isn't it like you say Candyman
In the mirror 5 times, yeah. And this one was set. This one was set right across the street from you, actually. The movie was.
Okay.
Where you live, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say where, but you'll know.
Tony Todd. I mean, everyone knows that it's Cabrini Green.
Okay.
But like, so you already have.
I didn't even know that's where I live.
It's
I don't think
not
that
there
is where I
anymore.
live. Okay.
It's not there anymore.
Yeah.
It used to be a housing project.
It used to be like one of the worst ghettos in America.
Mhm.
Okay.
Now it's
Yeah.
fine.
Now it's like super yuppie.
Yeah.
But you use running around.
It was like,
I'm in River West. Okay. I don't.
Yeah, that's right.
You ever seen
I don't
Hardball?
live in. What?
Yeah, you ever
Hardball?
Keanu Reeves.
I don't
The
know if I
baseball
have.
movie?
Yeah, that was another film.
good
set.
movie.
Does that take place there?
In
Okay.
Cabrini Green, yeah.
Nice.
Isaiah Sharkey's from there. John Mayer's touring guitarist.
Candyman had juice, obviously a ripoff of Bloody Mary, but it did have juice around these parts as a youngster. Billy, you're up.
So I don't know if this was your generation, but Killer Clowns.
Yeah.
Do you remember when people were spotting killer clowns a couple years ago? I think it was viral marketing for it that went so wrong because people were actually like scared
Terrified.
shitless.
Clowns are
in
horrifying.
clown costumes. Yeah, I think they actually delayed the release of the movie because of it.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It was like people were just walking around with red balloons.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, clowns are terrifying. Do you remember that show, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh yeah,
Of course.
great show.
One of the episodes, it was called The Crimson Clown.
Zebo.
Yeah, I think so.
That was the name of the clown.
Oh, that was,
right?
yeah, that terrified me as a kid. And then there was the urban legend where there's a babysitter and she keeps on receiving like a call from someone. And she's like, who is it? Who is it? And they're like, check on the kids. And there's like a giant clown doll in their room. And then like the next morning, the clown doll's gone. And she realized that it was just a human dressed as a clown, like hiding in the kids' room.
Gacy.
Yeah, clowns are terrifying.
There's also like there was a rumor of a clown called Homie the Clown in Chicago.
Homie,
Yeah.
like me and the homies.
Yeah. And I know they like, I think they kind of spoofed it in Living Color.
Are you neighbors with John Wayne Gacy?
He's like he lives in a nearby neighborhood. Yeah.
Like
He was
could
an
you
actual
walk to
clown,
it?
right?
Yeah, he was an actual
yeah.
clown, Pogo the Clown. Yeah, we rode our bikes there as kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To people
To see his house?
live
Yeah, see
there,
his
right?
house,
Why would
yeah.
they not just turn that into a vacant lot?
They bulldozed
did,
it.
yeah.
And
Oh,
then
they did, okay.
Then they rebuilt the house.
I still couldn't live there.
No,
Yeah.
it was always like constantly for sale, constantly on the market. Nobody ever wanted to buy it.
I couldn't live right next to it.
Yeah,
I don't know
Like,
if I could live on the same fucking.
because we were all being there like assholes. Like,
Yeah.
just being loud, and then like the neighbors came out and were like, "Did you know Johnny?" Like, we were just like we're just being dicks. Like, but
Dude,
yeah,
probably this housing market, it probably would go so fast.
yeah, it got sold probably like 3 years ago, probably.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. In the last 5 years for sure. Chief, you're up.
All right, I'm going with one that I think is fun and funny. It's more recent, but it's that Fidel Castro is actually Justin Trudeau's dad.
Oh,
Have you what?
That's a deep cut, but it's a good one. It's
Yeah.
a great one.
Yeah, I love that. And like
So
this,
obvious.
yeah, and I think like I was listening to this podcast called Blowback, and they talk about Cuba, and they talked about like basically Fidel was like the most charming guy in the world. So like American like news reporters, women would go down to have these exclusive interviews with him, and by the end of their stay, like they're all fucking Fidel because he was just like such a coxman. And then he would do things with Trudeau's dad, who was the Prime Minister of Canada. They would have like these, I don't know, events, and that Trudeau's mom was very tight with Fidel, and like that rumor like has percolated. They kind of look alike. It kind of looks like it's possible side by side. So
You know what sells it? Look at his brother. And you're like, oh yeah, they're not related. They're only half related at most.
oh really?
And look at how his brother looks like the father, and you're like, oh, that doesn't equate. Like, wait a second, where did that come from?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
this is Trudeau's brother.
Yeah.
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 I could see it.
Fidel, by all accounts, was a pretty great guy.
Invented the Euro step.
Oh, yeah?
What?
Yeah, Fidel Castro invented the Euro step.
I haven't heard of that one.
And the reason why it's the Euro step is because it was a communist style that then made it to
The USSR.
Eastern Europe. So then that's what they were doing behind the Iron Curtain.
Damn.
Steel
I kind
was
of
the Euro step, and it was originated in Cuba with Fidel because he loved playing ball, and he figured out.
the other Castro one was that he had been given a tryout by the Yankees, and that he didn't make it, and then he went back to Cuba and became a revolutionary. But I guess that was never really true either.
I never heard that one.
Yeah.
All right, Donnie, Mr. Irrelevant, last pick of the draft.
Okay. Might get a little pushback for this one, but I have another one in the holster. The skunk ape. I have a very personal connection to it. When I was down in Florida, we got to meet the guy who's the world's foremost skunk ape expert. He runs a spot down in the Glades called the Skunk Ape Research Center. It's pretty much Bigfoot, but it's the Florida Bigfoot. And it also
I wouldn't want to fuck with
smells really bad. Now, here's my theory. So he showed me the footage. He like has all this footage of it running through a field. I think it's clearly a dude wearing a suit. This guy did some time in jail for growing like hundreds of pounds of marijuana on his property. I think he invented the myth to like explain the smell of his property. Whenever the cops came around, he's like, "No, that's not weed. That's the skunk ape."
He's just ripping ass out back.
Yeah,
just ran away. Did you see him? Oh fuck, he's behind the tree now. Yeah.
The guy is the man. Skunk Ape Dave. I still have him in my phone.
Let's call him up.
Yeah, can you FaceTime him?
He would probably pick up. Oh shit, yeah. There he is.
I've never heard of it.
I haven't heard of it either.
The skunk ape, I mean, it is kind of like Bigfoot, where at least like the Yeti's not in the same country. This is just the Florida version of Bigfoot that like smells worse. So you can either accept it or not. My backup was going to be cow tipping.
We could accept it.
We'll do it.
Skunk ape.
Okay. All right.
We'll
cool.
accept it just because, you know, the common snapping turtle and the Florida snapping turtle, the topography is different enough where it could be a different species.
Okay.
Is cow tipping isn't a myth though?
I've heard, I mean, it's called an urban legend. I've heard it's not actually true.
I've been
What?
cow tipping.
You've been cow tipping? You're the first person I've met that's actually tipped a cow.
Think about where I went to college as a NESCAC guy.
Okay. According to Modern Farmer, cow tipping is not a real thing. For example,
You literally need 3 dudes, and you need to sneak the fuck up on probably an older cow that's sleeping in the middle of the night.
but it says that cows don't actually sleep standing up.
They do.
They do?
You gotta find one
Modern
standing
Farmer. And then it says to tip over a non-resisting cow, at least 10 people would be required.
up. So I did it with 2 offensive tackles and a guard. And we were determined to tip this fucking cow.
Did it work?
We knocked the cow over, so we were like, "Oh, we tipped it," and then we just went back to the party.
Oh my God.
Did it get right back on its feet?
It kind of just stumbled.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't a pure tip in that way, but I do like to say like it took 3 of us, but we did it.
Are you open to refilming this thing with like Meek Phil and Tommy Smokes?
No, because I feel like it going back, like I was like, okay, that was kind of fucked up. We snuck on this guy's farm and tipped up, try to push.
I
over
don't think
this
that would
cow.
help your congressional run either. You're trying to get the
Yeah, like what happens
No.
if like the cow breaks its leg and then they end up having to shoot the cat?
You're basically Christy Nome with this story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily we did it. No one got hurt. And we were just like, we went cow tipping. You need serious explosive strength. Like we were talking about, like the guys I was with were front squatting like 405 and like we're cleaning around 275, and you need to get leverage and explode upward.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't there a rumor that Boris Johnson did something really fucked up with a dog when he was
Look at that hair.
when he was in college?
I don't know.
It kind of looks like an English sheepdog. Maybe he has some in him.
You got any honorable mentions, Billy, that you didn't get to?
Gustav the crocodile. I think you guys would have vetoed him because he's real. He's a gigantic crocodile that used to eat people somewhere on the Nile. And they have videos of him. Basically, we hit all of them. I had to get pretty deep. Mothman, which wasn't really chosen. There's other mythical creatures like giant condors that would like abduct people in the American West, and then there's like the giant rock eagle that like would eat people in North Africa.
The Mongolian death worm. It's supposed to be like a 2-foot worm in the Mongolian desert, where like even if you touch it, you'll die because it's so poisonous.
Oh, wow.
That kind of reminds me of Dune.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
It was cool to bring up.
You got any honorable mentions, Chief?
I had Lake Lanier, which we've done a podcast on, where all these people are dying at still like all the time. They die in this lake in Georgia.
Is that Georgia? Yeah, I've heard of that.
And they like say like there's there were all sorts of like reasons why they're like it's a man-made lake that they like displaced this African American community to build, and they like didn't remove the graves, and then there's other people who have died that they come up and like drag you down.
Could just be people getting hammered on boats.
Yeah,
could be that.
Yeah.
And like the currents are weird, I guess. Like
Yep.
there are certain places where the currents are just crazy because it was like a poorly designed man-made lake. I feel like there's like a bunch of myths around the Lincoln Memorial. Like there's gold in his head, there's a face on the back of it, all that kind of stuff. El Dorado. I don't know if that's a myth or like what you would classify that, but that's kind of my whole list. Area 51.
Yeah.
You got any more, Donnie?
But we know Area
I got
51 exists.
the 27 Club.
Yeah, I
I think
saw
that would count.
that.
Oh, god damn it, White Lighter.
Yeah, White Lighter. The rule of threes, that when one celeb dies, two more are going to die shortly after.
Yeah.
And then, I was thinking of saying Roswell, New Mexico, just because it's one of the more famous UFO cases.
Dave?
Mona Lisa's eyes, they follow you.
They do kind of follow you though.
I know that's why I didn't even want to suggest it because they do actually follow you. Kraken, I thought those were real. Apparently they're not.
I think they probably could have been real.
Jesus Christ, but he actually did exist. Whether or not he rose from the dead, I don't know, kind of questionable. Heaven and Hell, the G-Spot, Jack Frost.
I think I would have vetoed Heaven or Hell if you tried saying that. The G-Spot's good.
That is a good one.
I have 3. I have the Hanging Munchkin from Wizard of Oz.
That's a great
I was
one.
going to add that one to my list in the middle of the show. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it was just a bird.
It was a crane.
Yep.
Yeah.
That when he said crane, that's when it clicked.
But apparently it really does look like a Hanging Munchkin.
I
now.
fucking
If you ever seen
look.
the Wizard of Oz scene.
I have it Googled right here.
Yeah, it looks like it. And then I have the Love Roller Coaster Scream. I don't know if you guys have
Yeah,
heard that.
roller coaster.
Of love. You've heard that song?
Yes.
So there's a scream in the background of the song that people say someone's getting murdered in the background of the recording.
But that take was so good they left it. But you can actually hear a girl screaming in the background when you like thin out the audio file.
Okay.
It's actually there. Another weird thing on
But it was
that,
a recording that they played. Like it was
Yeah.
it was digitally like done. It wasn't someone getting murdered.
No, yeah, right.
It was always like
but the scream exists in the song.
Yeah, you could hear it without even slowing it down.
There's a main stanza in Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, and this also works. You can do it on your own. If you take, and it starts, if there's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alarmed now. It's just a spring clean for the May Queen. That's some of the lyrics. If you put that in reverse, it's just all the satanic shit. And you can actually do that on your own on your computer, and it works. It's fucking weird.
What exact satanic shit?
It's
like
here's to my sweet Satan, like 666. It's whatever lyrics they use. They like it sounds like just some pretty lyrics that that John Paul Jones or someone wrote. But it was perfectly. It was a Satan thing. I'll show you guys after we record.
And then my
I
last
didn't
one.
mention Paul is dead.
What do you say?
Paul is dead.
Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah.
Is that real though? Is that obviously he's not actually dead, but if you play it backwards, it's
that's another urban legend that he is. And that is just like a body double.
okay.
I am the walrus.
My last one is swimming after eating.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Wait,
I mean,
what's the urban
you
legend?
can get a cramp.
Yeah.
But like it used to be like you're fucked.
You'll get a cramp.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta wait
You have
10
to
minutes.
Oh, I thought it was like 45.
I thought it was
Yeah.
30.
My parents told me 10.
Don't do that. Don't swim after you eat.
Yeah. And then I guess Phil Collins, Something in the Air Tonight, was about like he saw someone drown and there was someone nearby who could have helped but didn't, but he was too far away. And then at one of his concerts, the guy who could have saved him, like he sang it and actually like called that guy out by name at the concert.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's wild. All right, I'm going to read through every list. We'll vote off who had the weakest draft and will not be on this week's poll. And then we'll get out of here. Eddie, buddy, what'd you say?
We can vote people off.
Yeah, so
You
you're
have to
voting
vote.
off who you think had the worst draft, Billy.
Yeah.
Eddie, Bloody Mary, Marilyn Manson, rib removal, Richard Gere, Gerbil, Mountain Dew shrinks balls, flashing lights, gang initiation. White Sox Dave, Bigfoot, swallowing watermelon seed, swallowing gum stuck in stomach. Tupac is alive, Candyman. Billy, Yeti, smiley face killer. Cell phone makes plane crash, Jersey Devil / Mothman, killer clowns. Chief, Loch Ness Monster, death by soda and Pop Rocks, Walt Disney's Frozen, Mr. Rogers' Navy SEAL, Castro's Trudeau's dad. Donnie, Chupacabra, New York City sewer alligators, Lil' Kim stomach pumped, Bermuda Triangle, skunk ape. So write down who you think will not be on.
Should we text it to Lance or something?
No,
Just put it like in a blank text. You got it?
I got it.
Write it down.
I did.
Will you? On your phone. All right, Billy, who you got?
He doesn't know.
All of you had amazing.
Yeah, I thought all
this
these
was
were.
a tough one to draft.
It was a tough one.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a
I
clear
literally
loser.
am just voting to strategically not get eliminated myself. So I'm gonna go after Chief. I appreciated yours, but
How is
too
that
much-
strategic?
That's
How the fuck is that strategic?
because I think the Justin Trudeau one is good, but I don't think a lot of people know what that means.
Okay,
Yeah, that's fair.
that's fair.
Chief?
I appreciate your game, but like just for the sake of I realize it's a lot more like what people recognize, and I don't think a lot of yours was really good deep cuts.
that was just Donnie being Donnie.
What was?
Not you, Donnie.
Oh,
The,
okay, yeah.
45 and 47, Donnie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm voting for Billy. It was not strategic. I just didn't really care for the Jersey Devil or the Killer Clowns one.
Donnie.
I'm going to go White Sox Dave just because Candyman and Bloody Mary are kind of the same. And then he had two that were involved swallowing something, which were very similar. But I do think like all of his picks were good. Just if I had to pick someone.
Well, you fucking vetoed leprechauns like a.
Oh yeah, and you tried to sneak in.
That's not sneaking in. That's an urban legend.
No, it's not.
It's a fair doc, Donnie.
It's an Irish legend.
White Sox Dave.
Donnie. And no, I didn't change it.
Damn, there's a lot of
Unbelievable. This is the most parody we
Vendettas
may
here.
ever have, but I'm not.
You have to do it, Ed.
I already have someone on here. I mean, I wrote it down. That's why you write it down, so you don't change the votes. It's down. You could see it.
He
right
looked
there.
right at me.
I did not.
Okay.
Billy, I unfortunately voted for you.
I voted for Donnie because the skunk ape just sounds like a guy who got caught selling weed.
Yeah, but I actually know the guy. You don't know anybody involved in your legends.
Yeah, but yours isn't like, I don't think it's an actual, I think it's just a story somebody made up
Yeah.
that like told you the story.
How do you think urban legends get
It's-
started?
No, I know, but
Somebody
he like
makes up a
told
story.
Donnie the story and like that's
It's on the
that's
list. It's on the Wikipedia list of urban legends, though.
Lot was covered today. But the
Okay.
one thing that I'll think about the most is Ted Williams' head being in Joliet.
I swear to God, there's something like that's where I'm like, oh, it's being stored in Joliet.
Oh, fuck.
Why is that so crazy? There's hospitals in Joliet. It's a big city. It's the third biggest city in the state.
Is it?
No, it's not
It's Chicago,
Aurora.
Joliet.
Joliet's bigger than Naperville?
Yeah, I'm pretty
true.
sure.
Is it? Maybe.
It's-
I don't know.
All right.
You win a Hilltopper state title, you see Ted Williams' head.
It's a trophy.
Billy, you want to talk about your new podcast?
Yeah. So Audio Crack. I don't know if you, speaking of Irish lore, I don't know if you know about the crack.
Yeah, it's a
And
good
just
time.
like that. It's a good time. And we're going to have a good time on Audio Crack. It also kind of sounds like something addictive you want to listen to. So hopefully we can get that going. It's going to be a lot of the stuff we talked about today. Honestly, would love to have any of you guys on it at a time. Just cool vibes, great vibes, cool topics, tickle your brain, interesting stuff like
What's the first topic? Or what's the first
topic
episode?
is actually with Donnie and in Dirty Water Dawn. It's prehistoric megafauna.
Oh, brother.
That should be on.
Eddie and I
Right.
did a podcast on this years ago now. You guys talking short-faced bear?
Dude, we're talking all.
Okay.
We're talking all the big guys.
All right.
We're also going to talk a little bit about their search for mammoth bones under the East River and how Joe Rogan promised to have them on the show, but has not fulfilled that promise. Hoping we get a clip that goes viral there. It's a good start to the pod, but it's going to end up being. It's going to be fun. It's going to be, if you listen to a lot of early macro dosing, it's going to be like early macro dosing. And It's going to be all sorts of stuff, and we're not going to be afraid to go certain places, and it's going to be a fun time. Basically, I have creative control of a podcast. It's going to be wild. It's going to be fun.
Terrifying.
And it's just going to be good crack with the boys.
All right.
Awesome. Go listen to that. Go watch the video from our Wisconsin Dells trip. And yeah, go vote in the poll. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Donnie. That's it, everybody.
guys.
Thank you for listening. We will see you guys next time.